Hello and welcome to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about my Battlecast experience yet again now that it has been a week. And honestly, since last video where I beat Chapter 3 Moon, I haven't made that much progress since then. However, I have made some big steps, but mainly like 3 big units that I have gotten recently. For one, I got Courier Cat finally. I mean, I did get the egg last video, but I just, didn't get to evolve him. But I got all the Behemoth Stones necessary, and now I actually have him. And now that I do, he is permanently like basically staying in my deck because he is an extremely powerful anti-red, and I know I have Craze Whale, but he's only single attack, which kind of sucks, especially early game where there's a bunch of peons and stuff that are kind of hard to deal with if you don't have an area attacker. And again, Courier is just extremely strong at taking down reds. He's very, very good, but just generally does a lot of damage, and he has a good amount of health, and he is easy to spam. He's very fast. He's just generally a phenomenal unit. So I'm really glad I got him. He's probably the biggest improvement to my deck that I got recently. But I also got Castaway evolved into Seafarer, and it was like true form, which is also really good, mainly because of his increased chance to freeze, which I really needed because once you get that like extra chance of freeze, you can honestly almost perma-freeze a lot of aliens if you get enough Seafarers on the stage, which is extremely important, especially for taking down like a huge, like very, very powerful bosses where you need like a lot of chip damage and stuff like that. Seafarer is just like an absolute must for like any alien stage, really. He's just really, really good. So again, really, really glad I evolved him. I'm still debating on which cat to evolve. Oh, and I did also evolve Hip Hop Cat into Can Can because Can Can is fucking amazing as well. Really good. Another really, really good generalist unit. Also pretty decently fast, but is damage. His damage is fucking nuts. But since last video, actually my another huge get I actually got that I wasn't really planning on talking about, but now that I'm here, I might as well talk about it, is actually that I got Nerdcat. Finally. It took a while, but I finally got him. And I'm surprised I really wasn't going to talk about him. I almost forgot about him because he is really, really good, especially because I don't really have any long range attackers besides him. So he's very, very strong. As you can see, I did upgrade him a lot. I'm still debating on whether or not to upgrade him, which is why I went into like this super rare section, mainly because I'm asking for advice from you guys on which cat I should evolve next, or evolve next into like his true form. Because honestly, I kind of don't want to upgrade Hacker Cat into, I think it's Cyberpunk Cat, because honestly, I think it just increases his damage. I think that's almost about it. I mean, maybe there's like some extra effects that he gains as well, but I don't know. From his like just strictly what he gains from his evolved form standpoint, I really don't think he gains that much. Now, when it comes to Sadako, on the other hand, gains a lot, especially because I still don't have any anti-wave, or not anti-wave, but just any units that are immune to wave besides Dark Phono, which of course is a huge like unit to be immune to wave, but that's the really only unit that I have that is immune to wave, and he's extremely expensive, which is a huge problem, especially for like wave units that come out like right at the start. I really struggle on those stages, so I really need an anti-wave, or not again, not an anti-wave, just a unit that's immune to wave, which is why again I'm debating on whether or not to evolve him because he gains immunity to wave, but also just generally better damage and health, which I think is extremely important. And he's already a pretty good cat. He does a good amount of damage. So I don't know. I might evolve him, but I also might evolve Butterfly Cat as well to, I forgot his evolved true form name, but he's also very, very good because of the speed increase and the damage increase, and because he's probably my main damage dealer. Even though he's not like an area attacker, which is what I really like, he does so much single DPS damage, it's insane. Like, he does a lot of damage, and he's extremely good for taking out floating, which is extremely important for me, since I don't have that many anti-floating units. So yeah, really, really good cat. Again, I'm debating on whether or not to evolve him, but then I also have Ring Girl Cat, which is also insane, especially for like anti-black sages, because she does like so much fucking damage, and his evolved form gains like range and damage, and I'm just debating on what units to upgrade, man. Like I'm struggling to choose. I have like a really good amount of units now, that I just need to evolve, but I'm still not exactly sure which ones I should. So yeah. But besides that, another huge get that you can see I actually do have in my deck right now is Wargod Shingen, which is probably the best time to get him, which is right, probably was the best time to get him because I really needed another like anti-alien unit, but I also really did need another like anti-black unit because Ringroka is really the only anti-black that is actually like reliable, and unfortunately, she is super slow. Like everybody knows that is her main weakness. And I know Shingen is also stupidly slow, but he does so much damage, it's worth it. Like, at least for right now. Maybe for late game, he just doesn't become as useful, and I can understand that. But for like stages that I am focusing on, especially for like strictly like black and alien stages where this guy shines because he can only attack those units, he destroys. Like he does so much goddamn damage. He has a lot of health. He doesn't take that much knockback. He's just a very strong, tanky unit that does boatloads of damage. So I'm really glad I got him. And yes, I know I have Bora, and yeah, he's fucking stupidly strong as well. But if you have like an alien stage that is also has like a lot of other different types, it's not the strongest. I mean, you can like get him to survive, but the problem is with Bora, he takes a lot of knockback very easily, and he doesn't have that much range. So once like a bunch of your tanks get like destroyed, the Bora's basically dead. So yeah, that is the main weakness of Bora. And again, Shingen has so much health and so much damage is just worth it. Even though he is very high cost and very high cooldown, I still think he's an extremely strong unit. I'm really glad. Again, I got him now rather than later. Because again, I think he will become like less useful later on. But again, for the stages that I am focusing on with this like Cats of the Cosmos and stuff like that, I really am glad I got him. But since last video, I also did get like Shira Amakusa, which from what I've heard, just really is kind of not really that great. So yeah, I don't really care about him. I don't really care about him honestly. Um, and besides that, no real new super rares. But yeah, also for those wondering, I also didn't really get any new rares as well, which is why I don't really feel the need to go into rares because, as I said, you know, I don't have any new ones. So what's the point? And I haven't really evolved that many besides Courier anyway. So yeah, that is basically it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.